I bragged about this in a video on my main channel, but I'm gonna brag about this in this video as well. My sister got back from Japan and she brought me a bunch of stuff, and one such thing is this cool pen. I need to focus it on it. It's a My Hero Academia pen, so trigger warning if you hate My Hero Academia, but it's a toga from My Hero Academia pen. It's really fucking cool. I love it a lot. I take notes during these videos. I unfortunately can't use this to take notes with because it's a decent pen, but it's not quite reliable enough that like I'll be trying to write notes with it while not looking, which is what I do a lot of the time, is I'm writing notes while also watching the episode, and then I'll look down and it didn't write anything. So I'm still going to be using the regular boring pen, but we have this on the side for display. It's great. Anyway, welcome to One Piece. This is episodes, what do we got? 657, 658, and 659. Just 3 episodes we're doing today. Last video, what did we do? What was happening last time? We had the Sanji and Doflamingo fight last time. I don't know if I refocused this properly. We had the Sanji and Doflamingo fight last time, which, I mean, it was a very small fight, but it was a fight nonetheless. It was very cool. And then he couldn't chase us because we went somewhere that there wasn't Cloud, and then it was like Doflamingo and Law are now both on the bridge fighting each other, and that's really sick and awesome and great. I believe Rebecca's match is still going on, so that's happening. And then also Zoro talked to Law and said, hey, bring Luffy here. And so I guess, not Law, did I say Law? Bart. Zoro went to Bart and said, bring Luffy here. Bart said, okay, yes sir, yes Zoro senpai, I can do that. And he went to go get Luffy, I presume. Anything else, really? I'm sure there's other stuff that's happening, but that's the main stuff that's in my head right now. So we're gonna just jump into the episodes. Make sure to support the video if you can, liking the video, commenting down below, subscribing to the channel. All that stuff helps me out a ton, and you can go to my Patreon account in the description below if you want the full-length reactions and early access. You can get the next 20 or so episodes on there in full-length version right now, or you can join my YouTube membership down below to get a week's worth of edited videos early, and you can comment early and get lots of extra bonus stuff. So anyway, let's jump into One Piece. This is episode 657 of One Piece. Woo! Go East, go West. Okay, it's time for the recap Rubik's. If you are new to this channel, the recap Rubik's is a Rubik's Cube that I do while the recap is going on, and my goal is to be the recap. Okay, and that's the cube complete. I don't know whether to try to do a second cube. I'm trying to do it, but I think there's not enough time to do a full second cube. Yeah, no, there was nowhere near enough time to do a full second cube. This episode is going to be titled, well, I saw a versus in the title. I wish I didn't. I don't know. Rebecca versus whoever that guy was on the screen. The end of the battle? Rebecca versus Cavendish. Actually, let's do that. The logo on the back of his thing also looks like the screen painting, like Brooke. That's how we imagine Sanji. Hell yes. This is so cool. I liked seeing them all, how he thinks of them. He talks to himself loudly a lot. Man, that just must be a fucking heavy full-time job being in charge of medicine here. Oh no, don't pick another fight. See, at least he's being more like the Bartholomew I got to know, Bartolomeo that I got to know originally. No, I don't think he's dead. He's fine. Because he can't stop looking at himself. Oh. That's pretty simple. This guy overreacting. This is a strange section. What if they're doing some crazy bullshit here? What is this? There's no door? Oh, that's the door. What the fuck is going on? Oh my god, is this where they're like turned into toys? Like, I don't know, what's happening? Toys and fighters? So what's the play here? Oh, kill the king. Really? Gotcha, that makes sense. Oh yeah, I mean he will. He will carry it forever. There's that shot again. That's right, Rolling Logan. This is fucked. Or pull off her breasts. God, I want Bart to find Luffy. Aww. Aww. A long story. I think that's the first time I've ever seen a character do that. It's a long story, but yeah, never mind. I don't care. Alright, Rebecca, you got this. Yeah, I mean, if his hands are where a lot of his strength is coming from, then her strategy is harder. Because it's harder to topple him off if he's only using his hands. Damn, man. Oh my god. Oh, that was dumb. Oh god, this is fucked. Fucking hell. Oh, Jesus. Oh my god. It's like Bane. Something about him reminds me a lot of Bane. Shit! Shit! Oh god. Oh, not the cape! No capes! No capes. Oh god. She's fucked unless maybe Cavendish steps in. There's that shot again. Jesus, that scream. Oh my god. That's so fucked. Oh. I mean, the only thing I can think is Cavendish jumping in to save her. Or her awakening a power of some sort. Oh, look at that cute t-shirt. Why doesn't she just wear that? Aww. Oh. I actually was gonna say, or the other woman, and then I thought, like, nah, that's probably not gonna happen. She fell boob first towards the camera. Yeah, Agilia. I thought because she was like, oh, she can handle herself, that maybe when she can't handle herself, she'd jump in. Happy face. Probably broke a few bones. Hell yeah. God, fuck this guy. You might have to actually fight. Oh! She's good with the shield. Oh, fuck! Is she gonna jump off her back? Yeah. Oh, an actual attack! Yes, please! She has been holding herself back by not attacking. Oh, she didn't attack. Whoa! She really just fuck his balance like that? Oh, shit! Made him stumble extra. Oh my god. Yes! Hell yeah! She still ends up doing things her own way. Well, we're gonna have to fight a Gilia at some point, right? It can only be one. Oh my gosh. Guys, go after each other. I would not be going after the person who's been knocking a bunch of people out. I'd be whittling down the numbers and hoping someone else takes her out. I guess they all really don't want Rebecca to win. Are you gonna meet up with Bart on the way? Interesting. Yeah, jeez. Luffy's like charging up. Reminds him of where he's from. That makes sense. I didn't even make that connection. Honestly, it's very strange to me that we know Luffy's backstory like that, you know? We went so long on the show without knowing it. To me, I only ever think of his home as like Windmill Village or whatever. Is this the time? Yes! Oh, please be able to speak. Okay, nice. Pretty decent episode. It was mostly focused on the Becky fight with Rolling Logan, which I imagine is what the name of the episode was. The most violent fighter, Logan versus Rebecca. Yep, cool. I enjoyed it though. It was fun, especially since like Logan is sort of like an easy character to hate, I think. Just like very frustrating, so cocky and confident in himself. Enjoying making people suffer. I like the way you scream, so I'm gonna like kill you slower essentially, so that I hear that scream more. Like that whole idea is so disgusting. So yeah, easy character to hate. Then you get someone like Agilia coming in, and it's very satisfying because she's very cool. I like that there's another woman in it, and then also that she is like cool and, you know, stands beside her and helps her out a little bit. You know, women being friends is often good, especially when there's a lot of media that it's like women are pitted against each other in a lot of media. So when it's just like, oh no, these two, they just have a connection and she helps her out. It's great. It's really good. So yeah, I liked that. The idea of like there's winners and losers in the country, and the losers are just like hidden away. It's just like if you obey Doflamingo, you're considered a winner and you get to live a great life and whatever. It's all gonna be happy for you. But if you don't, in any way, you're a loser and you go like quite literally deep underground where no one can see you. And then also seemingly get turned into toys. It's hard to know, like, is this the place where they go and now they might turn some of them into toys? Or it's like, no, these are like this. I think actually it's more like this isn't where people go that are turned into toys. This is just, you know, when people are turned into toys and they're still fucked, you know, like by fucked I mean they still aren't obeying all the rules perfectly, then they throw the toys down there. So like when toys become woke, when they realize that you know, that what's happened to them and they start talking about it, then they throw them down in this pit. So that's probably why there are way more toys. Like it looks like there are way more toys down here than people, and it's probably because toys would have a high turnover rate of like being like, hang on, I'm a person, don't you remember me? Like as soon as that happens, they throw the toy down there. So yeah, that's what I imagine is happening. By the way, I want to reiterate this. Don't confirm, don't confirm anything that I'm saying. Like, don't explain to me what these things are exactly yet. I like a lot of the time, luckily, because I am 20 or so episodes ahead on Patreon, it tends to be fine. Because if people do explain it to me, they're generally explaining it to me in the YouTube comments, and I'm probably already past the point where the show is explaining it to me as well. But I'm just reiterating this now because I've had people doing it a lot more lately, where they will actually just be explaining to me something that the show is going to explain to me later, and it's like, I don't want to hear it from you, I want to hear it from the show. like for example, recently the Dressrosa arc started on my YouTube channel. I started posting the Dressrosa videos, and this isn't calling out one person, this is multiple people, like many people telling me in the episodes when we first get here that, like, I was like, oh, how do they have Ace's devil fruit? Like, how is that the case? You know, like, did they somehow extract it from him, or like, you know, is there a way that do they create a false devil's fruit or whatever? I was like speculating all of that, and then people in the comments were saying to me, and again, luckily I'm super ahead, so it didn't spoil me, but it could have. People were saying to me, like, no, when a person dies, their devil fruit goes back out into the world, and then, you know, whatever. And it's like, that's revealed in like the next episode, and they're explaining it to me early. Like, don't tell me that. That's a spoiler, so please, no spoilers in the comments of my videos. It's crazy I have to reiterate that. It's wild, but like, if there's something that hasn't been explicitly said in the show, if the characters haven't said, by the way, did you know devil's fruit respawn? I don't care how many hints the show has given me, it's a spoiler if you tell me explicitly. So I'm making that clear now. If you see anyone doing it, then like, make sure to let them know to not do that. And if I see people doing it a few times, I'd probably just have to, you know, mute them off my channel. Because I can't risk being spoiled on this stuff, because sometimes it might explain something to me that doesn't happen for hundreds of episodes. Luckily, it's mostly only happened to stuff that's explained within the next 5 or 10 episodes, and I don't get spoiled from it. But yeah, I made a post on Blue Sky recently, which is like the new Twitter, and it's better, honestly. It's like, if you are sick of Twitter but you still miss that kind of feeling, go to Blue Sky, it's great. And follow me on Blue Sky, it's Gent Watches on Blue Sky. I made a post on there that was like, I feel like I have 10% of my life is explaining to people what a spoiler is. Because I just, like, there's so many times that I have to talk to people about, like they'll be telling me something and I'll be like, you're kind of spoiling the show for me right now. Like, you're telling me that this character, like, oh, they get way better in season 4, or like, hey, this character, or this character, oh, don't get too attached to him, or like, oh no, I don't like this character, but only because of stuff he does later, or, you know, stuff like that. And I'm like, this is a spoiler, I don't want to know any of this stuff. But yeah, anyway, that was a detour, but there's not much to discuss in this episode, so I might as well use this discussion time to talk about other stuff. Was there anything else I wanted to talk about? Oh, I really liked the joke of like, yes, but it's a long story, and Luffy's like, okay, then never mind. That's really funny. All right, let's move on to the next episode. This is episode 658. Here we go. Okay, recap Rubik's. Here we go. Oh, damn, that was a quick one. This episode is called the biggest Straw Hat fan, Bart meets his hero. Oh my god, he got the shoujo eyes. Oh my god. What's actually happening? Is he talking at all? No, it's all in his imagination. He just ran past him. My god, they dropped them a long way. What? Huh? Wait. Oh, give me more information on this. From those oars, sounds like he was right. Mm-hmm. Oh, cool. It's a cool design. Riku Doldo the Third. Aww. Watching over Viola. So far, he's reminding me a bit of Nefertari Cobra. This is cool. Aww. Is the Kano Kingdom anything like the Wano Kingdom? Alright, take a bit of responsibility. No, I don't. Yeah? Oh my god, that one's kind of creepy. Aww. Pull themselves up just to bow to him. Oh. Who are you? Don't hide women from me, Oda. This is your last warning. What the fuck? What the fuck? What is going on in this arc? I mean, you guys maybe should allow it to pull you up. It might be a way out. Everyone start climbing that sticky thing. Oh. Please don't be a spider-themed enemy. What's going on? Oh, fuck. What's happening? Oh, it's this guy. I forgot about him. Oh. Is this... Is that Sai? So maybe people are taken from that dump area and turned into toys. Fuck it now. Yeah, it is him. Okay, but they're not supposed... So it seems like they are supposed to be just like subservient. Like they're not all just free to do as they want, but some of them do break free. Okay, we're back to the flower field. Getting some Tontada backstory. Oh my god, why are you chasing them with a sword? So if they make toys, right? I can't believe we're having another slavery storyline. I haven't gotten over the last one. Aww. And they loved King Riku, it sounds like. He saved them. Aww. Oh, I see. Right. So you just take what you want. And that's why people are like, oh, fairies took it. That's fine. It's a weird form of compensation, but it does make it kind of nice. Wow, that is beautiful. God damn. Cool. Alright. This is interesting, everything. Everything about the lore of this city is interesting. Oh, Usopp, you gotta save an entire peoples. There a smear campaign? I like how he quieted them. Now was it a mistake from Riku, or was it a smear campaign? This depressing backstory. Oh. Her father? Yeah. I mean, saw that coming from the second we saw him, but very sweet. Very nice. It's not a crazy reveal, but it makes a lot of sense. It doesn't have to be a crazy reveal. It's just an important moment. Yeah, I like Soldier a lot. Cool lore that we're getting for the city here. I like learning about King Riku. Here's something that I think is cool. I think it's cool that Oda, a lot of the time for these sorts of storylines, I don't often feel like he has a heavy, like, this type of person is always horrible and this type of person is always good or anything. Like, I think it's really nicely shown through, like, leaders in this series, because there's a huge through line of leadership through One Piece, where leadership is something that Luffy has to learn a lot of. And I think this is one of Oda's biggest strengths in this story, is writing leadership. Because you'll have really great leaders and really bad leaders, and some that are kind of in between. You know, you have, I would say, like, the previous god, I forgot what his name is, but the previous god in Skypiea, right? He was like a okay leader that made some, like, mistakes, and then he wasn't perfect. He was a very interesting, like, middle line, but he had kind of good intentions from memory. But then you have, like, Eneru, who is a horrible leader, right? You have Crocodile, who's a horrible leader, but then you have Cobra, who is a good leader, but doesn't quite have the solution to, like, unite his people. And then you have Vivi, who, like, fights to unite her people and is a great leader because of that, but also has to struggle with her own leadership qualities and, like, what does being a leader mean. Like, I remember there was that moment back in Alabasta where it's like Nami was very sick and she had to go, like, well, my people are in danger, so we can beeline for Alabasta and Nami might die on the way, or we stop and my people might die, but I trust in the fact that we can get there in time and get Nami back to better health or whatever. And she chose Nami, not necessarily choosing Nami over her people, but choosing the most compassionate response, and also something that could help her people, because I think she ended up saying, like, the fastest way for us to get there is for our navigator to be back to full strength, right? So she ended up justifying why she chooses Nami over Alabasta, because she's actually choosing Nami to help Alabasta. But there's a lot of, like, really cool leadership stuff going on in One Piece. I think also one of my favorite things, back to Vivi, was when, like, Luffy is, like, when they're having guns pointed at them or whatever on Drum Island, was that where it was? And, like, where Vivi basically tells him off and says, like, you're not fit to be a leader if you can't keep your cool in a situation like this. And I really loved that moment as well, because it's like, it's teaching Luffy about something important about leadership. So with all of that being said, Dressrosa is a really cool thing, has really cool stuff to do with leadership going on as well, because we have King Riku, who's like currently seemingly universally hated, and Doflamingo, who's seemingly universally loved, or mostly universally loved, but then we find out that it's kind of like flipped. It's like Doflamingo is, you know, this horrible person who I mean, we knew that, but who is, you know, doing shit to get rid of the people who don't love him, and he's tricked the people into believing that he is the one worthy of love and that King Riku is some sort of traitor. But King Riku is the one who is trying to atone for the mistakes of his country and past mistakes, and I think that's really cool. So, you know, the Tontada tribe being kept as slaves, and then he not only releases them but genuinely like is distraught about the way that they've been treated and tries his best to make it right. It's a really interesting way to make it right, though. This is something that I think is very, like, I'm not gonna think too much about it because I don't know the morality of this, but it's like, yeah, they were kept enslaved, so he wants to make sure that they don't have to continue to work. And so he says you can just take whatever you want. But then it's like, he's saying you can take whatever you want from our people. But then, like, what if the Tontada tribe are taking things from people who really need those things? You know, like, it's that I imagine the economy in Dressrosa isn't perfect. I imagine, you know, that there is still people who are like on the line of poverty or whatever, and then the Tontada tribe comes and takes their only, you know, remaining bread or their bread maker, and they can't make any food for themselves or something. Like, I don't know. Once you start to think hard about it, it's like, I don't know whether or not this is the right decision. But that's the thing. There's also no perfect compensation that can make up for something like that. You know, like, you could say, oh, I'm going to give you $200 million or whatever, and that's not enough. That's compensation in general as a concept doesn't super work, because you can't take away from what people have suffered through. And there are some people who would have died as a slave, and like, what, they don't get anything. Like, you can't do anything about that, but they don't get anything. The people who lost those people close to them don't get anything. Like, that actually makes up for the fact that you lost a family member. So it's always going to be a flawed concept. I don't know. I don't think there is any answer, but I kind of like the solution, honestly. Like, it is kind of fun and funny to just be like, well, I'm just going to make it so that you guys can take whatever you want, and the people in the city have to think of it as like a force of nature. They're not thinking like, oh, this Tontada tribe gets to take whatever they want, I hate them. Instead, he creates this sort of fiction of like, it's actually fairies who are doing it, and, you know, like, it's just something that happens. It's like the rain. It's like, you know, yeah, the rain might cancel your wedding. That sucks, but you can't do anything about it. So you're not going to rebel against it. You're not going to get actually pissed off at anyone. Like, people, when their wedding is cancelled because of rain, they don't go and burn down the news station that reported the weather. Like, it's that for the most part, they're like, oh, this is so frustrating, but like, what? There's nothing I can do. I just reschedule my wedding and it'll be fine. So in the same way, if you think of fairies as like, oh, these are the protectors of the land, and they're invisible, and this is the only way they interact with us. If you think about it all like that, then you just go like, ah, shit, my ring's gone. But like, shit, that's bad, but it happens. Like, it's something that I can't control. I just have to get a new ring or accept the fact that my ring's gone. Whatever, let's move forward, you know? I don't think I'd laugh it off. I think I'd be very frustrated, but I wouldn't take it out on anyone. And so it is probably a decent solution overall. Not perfect, but decent. And yeah, and then Sai was turned into a fucking clapping monkey, which is very sad, because I really like Sai as well. I mean, you guys know I made a TikTok from the joke that was made when he was introduced into the show that made me laugh so hard. I loved it so much. Yeah, anyway, let's move on to the next and final episode that we're doing in this video, episode 659. Here we go. Can I just say real quick, the name of the episode that I just saw, it's named A Big Surprise, A True Identity of the Toy Soldier. Oda, it wasn't a big surprise. It's not a huge shock. Anyway, let's move on to the episode. Okay, recap Rubik's. Here we go. Jesus.
新世界があろうと海賊同盟をルフィはメラメラロックを勝ち上がる。あなた様はこんな地の底に落ちて。
Whoa, really? It didn't even like recap the father stuff. Okay, I finished a cube just in time. This episode's called The King Rises Up. The King's True Story. Zora's waiting for you, Zora Senpai. No, come on. Come on, Bart. There you go. Yes, I'm glad he actually got the information to him. Thank goodness. I thought they were really gonna have it not happen because Bart couldn't get it out. I mean, in a way. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Kick him. Yeah. Not unbeautiful. I want to not unsupport her. Then you're King Riku's son. Yep. Whoa, money? Holy shit! That bitch is dead now. And by bitch, I'm saying that in the most affectionate way possible. Monet was one of my favorite characters. Huh. What? I don't think a kid would care. I don't think a kid would respond like that. He'd be like, I don't give a fuck. Give me food. Okay. That partially answers what I was saying in the discussion last time. Oh my god. Oh shit. I like the lighting there. Whoa, he looks so cool. What a cool design. I've come to take it back. I see. Jesus. Jesus. Okay. So, did he betray people by trying to take their money? And that's why everyone hates him now? He was such a pacifist. It's interesting because I don't know what the right answer to a situation like this is. Would it have been better to just fight the war? It's cool getting some of the backstory of some of the fighters we've seen and how they fit into the country. Oh. And then I imagine he had no chance to make it up to them. And they're not allowed to explain why. This is an order from the king. And none of them like doing it. Oh. Oh, he has to announce to them. He's trying to tell them in a... He's trying to tell them in a legitimate way. Did we not have like, I feel like a lot of people should have given him the benefit of the doubt. Like there's got to be a good reason for this. Oh my god. Oh god. Holy shit, he's fucking pretty badass. Oh, people did give him the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. So there must have been a heavy smear campaign. Didn't they mention Monet? Oh, I know what's gonna happen. They heard bring all the money, and then they go and grab Monet and bring her here because they misheard. They deliver Monet tied up in rope to the king. No, yeah, I feel like there's a heavy smear campaign about to happen. Oh, look at the kid giving any money he can. Oh, he's so great. Uh-oh. Oh, fuck. Oh no. Is he being controlled to do some stupid bullshit? Oh, no. Yeah, I think he's being controlled. He's gonna be killing people, probably. Yeah, fuck! Oh my god! What a horrifying thing. What was in that building that made it blow up so much? Fuck, man. Oh. Jesus, man. I mean, yeah, this is one hell of a way to kill a country's trust in their king. He goes crazy one day asking for all their money and then killing them all. Oh, no. Oh. Oh, God. And I guess, do people... Like, people know Doflamingo is a warlord. But I imagine they don't know what his power is. You know, the average person. So awful. Oh, it's a cool way to show off all their suits. Yeah, making yourself the heroes. Fucking hell. What a scumbag. He really makes it. Like that is a smart way to turn everyone against the king, because yeah, like that would do it, I think. I do like how I initially thought and said while watching it, like, the money thing, I don't see people turning against the king for that. Because that, like, the way that it was presented, I was like, I feel like that's a very understandable, like, I mean, not like a very understandable, but that's like one smudge that people, I feel like, would be like, you know what, there's probably a good reason for this that we don't understand. Like, so let's do it because I'm sure it's for the best, whatever the hell he's doing with this money. And people did do that. And that's exactly what people did. They said that. And so I liked that, you know, that trust that was built up ended up going well enough for them that if Doflamingo was being serious about his offer to sell the country, then that would have worked out perfectly. But Doflamingo was playing them and fucking them over. And that's a really horrifying way to do it. Because then after that, if you like gave him the benefit of the doubt and then he starts doing stuff that seems inexcusable, then yeah, it's hard to come back from that. Damn, man. I mean, One Piece does this all the time, where it's like this is part of the structure of One Piece. It's like we come to a place, we find out there's like a story about something that happened in the past, but the story isn't how it actually happened, and eventually we see how it actually happened. It does it all the time, and it's a cool format, I'll say. And I think like it's the sort of thing that if any of them were like kind of boring, then it would then I wouldn't like it. You know, like if any if Oda wasn't so good at writing these, I would be like, oh, I don't really want to jump back and find out the history of this place and stuff. Because for me, I'm in this show for the characters, and I'm very much, I really love pushing forward with characters and pushing forward with the storyline. I don't like getting caught up too much on stuff that happened in the past. So while, you know, like if Oda was writing these stories and they were even just kind of unremarkable, then I would be like, I wish he would stop doing that. But because Oda's really good at writing these, like they always make a lot of sense with what we've been told so far, and they often have at least one, often multiple characters that I'm like, wow, I really, really like them. Like in this, I mean, King Riku and Tank are both like such cool characters, and I really, really care about them. So showing that off and having that work nicely makes it so that, you know, when we do jump into the past, it's easy to follow and it's easy to get attached to. So I think, I mean, and it's brave for Oda to keep doing this, I feel like, because you could, I mean, you know, at this point, I feel like you could also say, oh, well, this is always the way One Piece goes, so maybe it's getting a little stale. But I think it's still working. It's not getting stale yet because he's good enough at it. And I think Oda is very good at writing, like, at writing these sorts of histories and how it's seen and how it actually happened, and having those like not line up, which I think is very difficult to do. Like for you to be able to write a thing where it's like everyone thinks this is what happened and this is why everyone thinks it's what happened, but this is what actually happened. I think it's hard to write that, and he writes it every fucking arc. It's pretty impressive. I like it. But yeah, anyway, I love King Riku. He's a cool guy. I don't think we've seen, because they mentioned Monet, but I don't think we've actually seen how she factors in yet, have we? Because yeah, I think like all they said was, what did they say? Where is that scene? Since the day a woman named Monet started to work at the palace. Oh, okay. But then they didn't show Monet anywhere, did they? Unless I like missed her. Unless I was like looking away from the screen at that time or something. No, I mean, I don't see her. I don't see her anywhere. So, so maybe we're just not up to the point. But I felt like when he said that, that was like, oh, we're going to start the story at when this woman named Monet comes in. But then we started and there's no Monet anywhere. So I wonder, like, I imagine it's gonna, that question's gonna be answered for me in the next few episodes. But I'm not recording those today, so I'm gonna have to wait for that. I'm probably gonna forget I even had it as a question. But I'm excited to see Monet. I love her so much and I miss her. It's crazy because like I think she's fully dead, right? Because her heart was stabbed. Like Caesar stabbed her through the heart. I think she is one of the only characters in One Piece that fucking died. Like just died, you know? And that is very sad because I love her, but I do appreciate that they actually killed a character. I like when Oda actually kills a character because it adds more stakes to the show overall, knowing that some characters can actually die. But it is very sad that it had to be Monet because I love her. By the way, also, one of my Patreon commenters, Veritas, who is like my premier One Piece expert, commented that Doflamingo's attack names are, I'll just read out what he said. While most of Doflamingo's attack names are literal and contain the word for string, ito, like bullet string, tamaito, or 5-color strings, goshikito, the clever ones Oda came up with, which with brilliant English puns that still contain ito. So there's overheat, which is obahito, and that like has ito in it, but it also obahito. It means it's overheat, right? So the reason I'm mentioning that is because I think we saw the second one in this episode when he said parasite, which is like parasaito, and saito would be made up of sa and ito, right? Because that's, or sa, I, and to. So parasaito is another one, and that's very clever. I really do like that. I like things like that, because it's fucking complicated to do wordplay that spans over 2 languages. That's really cool. And I think Oda I'm complimenting him a lot here, but he's done some really clever stuff, because Oda does that a lot. Like, he actually kind of, it seems like, cares a lot about other languages. I mean, you have Sanji doing all the stuff in French and stuff, and you just in general being able to like have all of these characters and having them inspired by different areas, and like saying, oh, the Straw Hats, yeah, well, you know, this person's from here, and this, you know, Luffy's Brazilian, and like to have all of that culture within the series is really cool. I'm saying that as someone who, I'm not very good with inspiring things by culture. I'm not an incredibly cultural minded person. I actually find it very difficult to take in information about cultures in general. I'm very bad with history, and I'm very bad with geography. So I kind of admire that Oda is seemingly, from my perspective, so good at it. It's really cool. And I mean, this is just Japanese and English. It's not like a huge cultural thing, but it is very, very interesting that he's able to take these 2 languages and make a pun that kind of works, like, only if you understand both languages together. It's cool. Anyway, that is One Piece, episode 659. By the way, this episode was called A Horrible Past, The Secret of Dressrosa. So yeah, that's One Piece episode 659. Thank you for joining me. Make sure to support the video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing, and go to my Patreon account for full-length early access and exclusive videos. You can get the next 20 episodes on my Patreon account right now, and you can also join down below on the YouTube membership to get 1 week of edited videos early. But thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.